sports fans, welcome to DDM Sports Central, your home for juicy sporting stories. On today's edition, we bring you some wrestling news. We will also bring you news from tennis. In boxing, we have news about Tyson Fury. I will also give you my predictions of the last four in this season's UEFA Champions League. So stay tuned, and I'll be right back. Yes, we are back, and we begin with tennis. Britain's Jack Draper overcame a slow start to beat Jenson Brooksby and reached the Indian Wells fourth round. Britain's Draper was 4-1 down in the first set, but found his rhythm to beat the tricky American 7-5, 6-4 in California. Brooksby is now ranked 937th in the world as he makes his way back from a 13-month ban for missing 3 doping tests and a lengthy shoulder injury. The two embraced at the net after the match, with Draper writing, "Good to have a player back," on the camera lens. Draper praised Jenson, saying he's a very different kind of player who changes the spins and speeds very well and makes life uncomfortable for all the players on the tour. Draper, seeded 13th, will face former champion Taylor Fritz next after the American beat Chile's Alejandro Tabilo 4-6, 6-3, 6-1. Now we go to boxing. Tyson Fury, former WBC heavyweight world champion, will be sanctioned to fight Ajit Gabayel for the WBC's interim belt if he came out of retirement. The 36-year-old took to social media this week to post a video of himself walking down the tunnel at Manchester United's Old Trafford Stadium with a reference to 2025 and a message of, "Did you miss me?" That might have been interpreted as a tease for his return to the ring. Gabayel won that strap with an impressive victory over Zhilei Zhang when he rose from the canvas to knock out Zhang with a body shot inside 6 rounds. Germany's Gabayel is an obvious candidate to be a mandatory challenger for the full WBC world title, one of the belts held by unified champion Alexander Usyk. But that mandatory shot is unlikely to be called in the near future. Now we go to wrestling. Nigeria managed a second-place finish at the just-ended 13th edition of the Economic Community of West African States Wrestling Tournament, TOLAC 2025. ECOWAS Tournament is a regional sports competition which helps to build regional integration, cultural heritage, and gender inclusion. Nigeria finished behind the tournament's most successful country, Senegal, which had on a few occasions in the past considered top place finishing to Niger Republic, a country alongside Mali and Burkina Faso that withdrew from the regional bloc. The best Nigeria had ever achieved was second position at the regional sports competition. In third place was Benin Republic, which had a decent showing at the competition, which ends on Saturday at the Velodrome of the Moshood Abiola Stadium in Abuja. The tournament was part of the ECOWAS 50th anniversary celebrations, reinforcing the organization's unwavering commitment to regional integration, youth empowerment, and cultural preservation. The most significant achievement of the edition was the historic inclusion of female wrestlers, a landmark step toward gender equality in traditional sports, appropriately taking place on International Women's Day. This tournament has once again demonstrated the unifying power of sport, strengthening diplomatic ties across West Africa and fostering deeper regional solidarity. UEFA Champions League. Well, after the second leg games of the round of 16 UEFA Champions League, here are my predictions for the quarterfinalists. I will go for Liverpool to make it to the quarterfinals because they have been playing some marvelous football. It may look dicey, but Real Madrid are a team that understand the competition like it is the back of their palm. I will also go for Bayern Munich. They are good enough for the trophy, if you ask me. Aston Villa is also another underdog that we may not be looking at, but they are actually coming up. Barcelona have got all they need in super players like Rafinha and Yamal. They are a great side. Inter Milan will also be in the quarterfinals, if you ask me. Dortmund will be in the last 8. And then, of course, Arsenal. This may be their year, but then It's in their hands. Okay, you may say that's easy to predict given their first leg results. Let me give you my final four. I see Liverpool, Real Madrid, Arsenal fans, please, this is just my prediction, don't come from my head. And then I see Barcelona and Bayern Munich. So who are your favorites to make it to the semi-finals of the UEFA Champions League? You can share your thoughts on our YouTube channel, Diaspora Digital Media. Now we have something for you. The first correct prediction of the semi-finalists of this season's UEFA Champions League will get an airtime voucher courtesy DDM Sports Central. The quarterfinal games are scheduled to take place on the weeks of April 8th and 9th and 15th and 16th. Okay, we come to Maduka Okoye. Super Eagles of Nigeria and Udinese's goalie, Maduka Okoye, was back in action for Udinese on Monday night's Serie A clash, which ended 1-1. Okoye featured for all of the 90 minutes. One would say he has reclaimed his number one spot, Udinese team. Fisayo Dele Bashiru, who was just returning from an ankle injury, made the bench and was an unused substitute for Lazio. Dele Bashiru had been sidelined due to injury since February. Udinese took the lead in the 22nd minute through Florian Thauvin, but Alessio Romagnoli equalized for Lazio 10 minutes later. The result extended Udinese's unbeaten run to 5 matches, 3 wins and 2 draws, while Lazio stretched theirs to 2 wins and 1 draw. The draw leaves Lazio in the 5th place with 51 points, while Udinese sits 10th with 40 points. The return of Okoye and Dele Bashiru is good news for the Super Eagles ahead of this month's 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers against Rwanda and Zimbabwe. We head to the Flamingos. South Africa under-17 women's national team coach Khumalo has admitted that Nigeria's Flamingos were the superior side following her team's 3-1 home defeat in the first leg of the 2026 FIFA under-17 World Cup qualifying games. Reacting to the team's loss, the coach said the players were naive and our players were better. I'm disappointed, but for my girls, I'm happy. The second leg will come back stronger. The first 45 minutes, we managed to create more chances than the opponent. Now, despite South Africa's promising start, they struggled to convert chances while Nigeria capitalized on theirs. At halftime, she felt her team had played better, but was initially overwhelmed by the Flamingos' intensity. Khumalo said they will be more offensive in the return leg, stating that it was the reason the Flamingos were able to overwhelm her team. While South Africa will look to improve their finishing and defensive organization when they face Nigeria in the return leg, hoping to overturn the deficit, the Flamingos will need to seal the win and take a step closer to another World Cup qualification. Well, my South African sis, my advice, please calm down, calm down. Anyway, one would expect such optimism from a coach. With that story, we have come to the end of today's edition of DDM Sports Central. We hope you have enjoyed all the information, the news we've brought to you for your viewing pleasure. Do not forget to like, share, and comment on this edition and previous editions. Especially, do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Diaspora Digital Media. Until I come your way again on another edition of DDM Sports Central, I remain your host, Phil Sparks, Ugochukwu. Do have